Hello, beautiful soul. Capricorn, this is your second February general reading. The first one will be linked at the end of the video on the little clickets. I don't know what they're called. The links, I guess. So that'll be there in case you're interested in it. And your first love reading, because there'll be a second one as well. Okay. Well, Capricorn, let's get into the second message for February. Let's see. Dark thoughts, friends and colleagues, and stuck energy. Okay. So, this has to do with relationships, friendships, work relationships. Um, I feel like there are some issues coming up, okay? And these are things that have been developing over time. And realizing that the situation is not moving. So it's like, how can we get this moving? How can we do this? Sometimes it's about just connecting with others, having a hard time connecting with others. Really thinking deep about relationships and connections. Okay, so let's see. Okay, overall energy. Whoops. Sorry, these cards are really slippery because they're made from plastic. But, okay. This is like seeing an issue and wanting to resolve it. So you see an issue in a relationship, in a connection, in you connecting with others. You see that there is a problem and you want to fix it, right? I feel like when you get to whatever that issue is, the you're having problems with the other person wanting to change, or you've come in head with some sort of karmic energy that you're going to have to get through if this is just within yourself, right? So it's about you making the right decisions, or seeing even if it's worth your time and energy, okay? So you've been trying to deal with a situation or a person, maybe a sad love situation, maybe you're not having a good time in love or connections or relationships, and wanting those to be different. Everything just seems very futile, is the word that I want to use. Um, this is like thinking someone is your soulmate and realizing that they're not, or wanting to find your soulmate and kind of feeling like you can't connect with others if you're single. But I can also see that you haven't really been trying to get yourself out there, kind of, but not really. Okay. Um, the problem is you're tired of the conflict. You're tired of waiting on your person. It's like you want to figure out what it is that you can do to change the energy, to make relationships or connections better, or to find love. Okay. Um, the first thing I see is that you need to come out of your comfort zone. It's like you need to walk towards the uneasiness, to really figure out what it is or to get into it. And you're not going to like that, but it is going to take, it's worth the time and investment, um, to lift or remove that type of energy. Okay. For those of you who are dealing with a person, I feel as though the energy has been stuck for a long time, or this issue has been going on for a long time. It looks like the person that you're dealing with is very childish in expressing their emotions. They're not very good at it. They're not very good at it. They're more of a, let's just put a band-aid on it and then it's fixed, instead of getting to the bottom of the issue. But what I can see here with the tower is you're really going to have to deep dive into this issue to resolve it from its source. It's like you have to cut it off at the head. So there is no band-aids to this situation. Some of you are going to have to go through a deep spiritual realization if you're single. In a relationship, it's like you're really going to have to see what the issue is from the bottom. And once you put that time and energy in and you dive into it, I feel like you can resolve it. It's like everything needs to come to the surface so it can be resolved. I don't feel like in February the steps are going to be made, but this is more of the realization energy, like realizing that it needs to happen. You're making the first step into figuring out what that is. I don't feel like this is going to be comfortable, Capricorn. I'm going to be honest with you. This could also be like you're getting to know yourself or a person better to see if something is going to work out. Okay. You've been feeling like you've been doing things alone, or like someone doesn't understand your emotions. And you're ready to move past that. You're ready to, whatever sacrifice that needs to be made, I feel like you're ready to do it because you're ready to see changes. A lot of you need to break off connections with people in the past that you've been trying to heal that have just not been healing. Okay, not cut them off, but it's like realizing that you're not going in the same direction. Make the choice to love yourself more than this other person. Okay. Yeah, I see you being ready for a new direction. And I see you being excited about trying something new because you have this new wisdom. It's like something has come to your attention and now you're ready to act on it. Instead of just mustering in the thoughts and figuring out what you want to do, you're more adamant about taking action to make these things happen for you. Okay, Seven of Pentacles. You've put a lot of investment in a person who is not very good with their emotions or hasn't really been saying how they feel. I'm getting a message about there's someone who's not really expressing themselves to you. They're not really telling you how they feel, but the feelings are there. It's like someone's had a wake up call that they need to say something, but it's really up to them to do it, to take that step to move forward. It's like someone knows that there's an issue. The boss knows that there's an issue, but they're not taking that step forward because they don't know how to express themselves correctly. And this could be a love relationship or a boss or anything, honestly. It's easier to not say something because you don't have to deal with not the conflict, but the process of dealing with it or getting through it. Like someone doesn't have to say, "Oh, I was wrong. Let me do this better." It's easier to just ignore and then walk past it. But the problem is ignoring it has not healed the situation. And the same goes for those of you who are single. Putting it past you and just being like, "Oh, it's everyone else," isn't really resolving the issue. So it's like you need to put nurture and care into the situation. Don't give up hope. It's just that you need to put more time and effort into it. So what you're feeling right now, what you've realized, don't throw it to the side because it just seems like a lot of work or you're scared about opening up this new door. It's like you just need to do it for yourself. You have this realization for a reason, Capricorn. Okay. Yeah. So be open to care and love and compassion and seeing other sides of things, it is going to be an investment. It is going to take time. And I feel like you're not going to get everything's not going to resolve itself right off the bat. Okay. And that's okay. But you're going in the right direction. Even though there's no real plan, at least you're going in that direction. I do feel like you're going to get a little bit of pushback though, which is why I feel like you don't need to give up. It's like you're worried that things aren't happening fast enough, even though you have came to that realization and you're making those changes in your life. The changes are happening. You'll see them. I want to say like step by step. Yeah, I feel like step by step. So, it's like first you realize that there's a problem and that things need to be resolved. You make those changes within yourself, and then everything else just kind of falls into place as it goes. Okay. Don't give up on what it is that you've learned, or that kind of epiphany or understanding. It doesn't have to be negative. It's like you're seeing that there's an issue, you're making changes. Don't like give up, yeah, don't give up on your dream. Don't, yeah, it's gonna, you need to have strength and pride in what it is that you're doing and what it is that you're trying to achieve. As long as you have that energy within you and that drive to do it, you can make it happen. But I do feel like there's going to be pushback, or there's going to be a conflict to get over, something like that. But you should keep driving towards what you know to be true, So let's pull some spiritual advice for you, Capricorn. Yeah. So for a lot of you, a lot of this has been happening or going on for a long time. You have iceberg and whale, by the way. A lot of you, this has been going on for a long time. And it's kind of like you didn't deal with it or didn't really dig deep into it because you noticed that it was hard to make the choice to dive in. I do feel like a lot of you, once you start getting into this situation, you're going to see that there are other things connected to it, like more and more things that you have to deal with, which I see here. It's a step-by-step process. But the whole point is to make the change. It's like the change needs to be made. You have to start somewhere. Okay? So I love you, Capricorn, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.